Well, get those life vests zipped and clipped, strap down those rods, and stow away those tackle bags because we are going fishing. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bass to Anglers podcast. I'm your host, Keith Nicelonger, and I hope this episode finds you with 5 for 25 in your live well. We are still putting fish in the live well, aren't we? I mean, we still do it. I'm guilty of it. On those rare occasions when I do catch fish in a tournament, sure, I put fish in the live well. But in the light of recent studies where we have discovered that up to 45% of the fish caught in bass tournaments are not surviving due to pre-release mortality, which is when they die in your live well, or post-release mortality, that's when they die some other part of the lake after we've weighed them in, put them in the live release boat, and the live release boat has taken them some other part of the lake and dropped them. That's post weigh-in mortality. And we now know that up to 45% of our tournament fish die when we weigh them in that way. So the question is, do we still need to put fish in the live well? I say we don't. Tournaments that have up to 100 or more boats in them are taking nearly 3 hours to complete their live weigh-ins. If you think about what that fish is going through over the course of a day of being put in a live well, driven around a lake, sacked up, taken to the scales, that long wait before they are weighed in, we're stressing these fish out. And I don't mean to sound like an ultra whatever, but I think we can do better. And don't tell me that as anglers, we just need to do a better job of fizzing fish. I'm no veterinarian. I'm not a bass surgeon, and neither are you. Deflating a fish's swim bladder, you may see him swim off, and that might make you feel good, like you've done a good thing. But infection and other long-term effects are the likely outcome of fizzing fish. I mean, unless you're sterilizing your needles, it's just not good for them. Is it better than letting them float on the surface? Well, that's not good either. So that brings me back to my original question. Do we still need to put fish in the live well? Do we still need to have live weigh-ins? And again, I say we don't. But there is some good news. Fishing tournament companies like TourneyX and Fishing Chaos are creating methods for clubs and tournament associations to be able to hold events where fish can be caught, measured or weighed, photographed, and then immediately released. Yes, we don't get to have that great weigh-in where everybody holds up their fish and everything like that, but come on, that's so 1980s. We're past that, I think. The good news is that with companies like TourneyX and Fishing Chaos, the future of bass fishing tournaments, it looks pretty good if we can conform and modify the way we're doing it. Of course, Major League Fishing's Bass Pro Tour uses a format where fish are weighed and released instantly. Now, that may not translate very well to your local club tournament, but Major League Fishing's Steve Barden says the technology is just around the corner that will allow smaller events to use a BPT-like format. So there is hope. I'd like to know what you think. Am I off my rocker? Am I just another one of those wacky people on the internet that has screwball ideas? I'd like to know what you think about this. I think that we're putting fish through too much stress when we don't need to. I think if we can change our formats a little bit, we have a good chance of making what we do in the tournament world even better. By the way, if you like the content we produce, or even if you don't, please like and subscribe. In fact, if you like and subscribe right now, my dog and I will sing you a song. Oh, no. You got to like and subscribe first before we sing. Okay? Click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and my dog and I will sing a song. Thank you. Okay, this is an old Howlin' Wolf song.
Someone's been eating tuna.
I didn't say it was going to be good. Turning to the National Professional Fishing League's event at Lake Norman this past week, I felt like I was kind of in a time warp. It was very strange to watch a tournament where nobody was looking at their shoes, looking down at their monitors. No, anglers were up in the shallows. They were casting visible targets. They were yanking fish out of the brush. It was very 2010 like. I felt like I was watching an event from the early 2000s, 2010. Wow, doesn't seem like a long time ago, but I was 15 years younger. Of course, those events were not streamed live. We would have to wait for the TV show to be edited and put together. But gosh, this last weekend at Lake Norman, it seemed very much like from a different era of fishing to see everybody up in the shallows and everybody, working the bank and so on. I'm not going to say it was better. I'm just going to say it felt like a tournament from a long time ago. Congratulations to Greg Hackney on winning the event and the $100,000 check that goes along with it. Good to see Greg Hackney back at the top of a leaderboard. His 3-day total of 47.11 gave him a narrow 10-ounce win over KJ Queen, who weighed in 47.01. Looking at that leaderboard, there's a lot of very familiar names and some current superstars and some legends that are fishing these NPFL events. It cannot be denied that the NPFL, which is in its 5th year, is attracting some really impressive names, some household names to their events. Taking a look, just kind of looking through the leaderboard at some of the names. Kyle Welcher, yeah, that's the same Kyle Welcher that just won the BASS Elite event at the I always get this river wrong, at the Pasquotank River. Kyle Welcher just won that event. You see Patrick Walters, who's always a threat. Some more names: Drew Cook, David Williams, Gerald Swindle. Gerald Swindle, that's a big time name for the NPFL to have fishing their events. Tommy Biffle, there's a Hall of Famer and a longtime pro. Hank Cherry, back-to-back Bassmaster Classic championships. John Cox, Bill Lowen, Matt Herron, Zach Burge, Major League Fishing BPT guy. Tyler Williams, Jason Christie, Wes Logan, Scott Suggs, another Major League Fishing BPT guy. Todd Otten, Hall of Famer David Fritz. There are some really impressive names that are fishing these NPFL events. A lot of talent on that tour, and of course, no forward-facing sonar in these events. Really interesting. Lake Norman is a lake with a lot of spotted bass in it, and it does tend to set up very well for scoping. But the NPFL is the no scoping tour, and everybody was on the banks getting after these shallow fish. Oh, and by the way, the NPFL Shield Trophy is still the coolest looking trophy of any of the tours. Let me know what you think about that. Ducket Fishing's Reveal Jerkbaits. The Reveal Jerkbait is the ultimate lure designed for forward-facing sonar. Its wide beam bill design and slow sinking action makes it irresistible to fish of all kinds. And guess what? You don't have to have forward-facing sonar to make this lure work. Ultra-sharp katana hooks, realistic color patterns, and the ability to cast this bait a country mile makes it a lean, mean fishing machine. Fish Ducket Baits. Check out the Reveal Jerkbaits by going to our website, ducketfishing.com. Reason number 8 that your next boat should be a Camus. Camus Cash. Do you fish tournaments? Now you have up to 10,000 reasons to run a Camus. Today, many boat brands offer contingency programs, but none of them deliver bigger payouts than Caymas Cash. With over 1,000 sanctioned events each season, you could win $10,000 for a win in a platinum event or $2,500 for being the highest finisher in a Caymas boat. There are silver and bronze events that will get you paid as well. Check out our Caymas Cash contingency program by going to CaymasBoats.com and find out why it pays to run a Caymas. I'm Keith Neiswanger. This is the Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like to reach us, please send us a direct message on Instagram at Bass Tour Anglers Podcast. Take care. Be safe. We'll talk to you next time.